Hey guys, this is sixth grade health 121 to 123. Yes, just 3 pages, but it is packed full of lots of information that you need to know. You don't just need to know this for the test. You really need to know this chapter for life. I believe that really all of health, but this is really important. And that we're going to talk about drugs. And drugs are substances, anything other than food or water, that whenever they're put into your body, they can affect your body, your mind, your behavior in some way, shape, or form. Um, Not all drugs are bad. Some people are like, oh, drugs. Sometimes we'll take headache medicine to help us, as long as we're not taking it every single day or become abusing it, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So some things are good. I take medicine for my thyroid every day or for my blood pressure every day to help me function, basically, to help me survive and to live a better life. So not all drugs are bad, but some of them can be. And when not used properly, then they all are. Um, and so let's talk about at top page 121 when drugs are misused or abused. Okay, so any drug, whether it's over the counter, you can get it at CVS or Walgreens, or if the really bad kind, then no matter what it is, if it's abused or misused, then it's not okay. All right, so they interfere with your body, often causing things to shut down, harm your mind, harm your behavior, and that kind of thing. So that would be abused or misused drugs there. So let's talk about some different types of drugs. First of all, you can go to Walgreens or CVS or Walmart or wherever, and you can get what they call OTC or over the counter drugs. That means you don't have to have a doctor's order to get it. You can go, your parents can go and they can buy it over the counter. And those are things that are not as addictive. Those are things that are more common and helpful there. But then there's also other drugs that you have to have a prescription. A prescription is a written order from a doctor, and they can give you a prescription for certain drugs. Now, why they do that is so that your doctor can kind of make sure that you're not taking too much or too little. They can regulate it. So, like if you take a certain pill every day, you only take one a day. They give you 30 pills, and then if you come back in 15 days, they're like, you've taken too many. So it's really important for them, the doctors monitor that to make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, even if it's by accident or if it's on purpose. So they monitor that. All right. So in order to have for a prescription, antibiotics, sulfa drugs, um, are the two that we're going to talk about first. Sulfa drugs, these prevent bacteria from multiplying. So bacteria goes into your body, causes infection, and it multiplies. And it multiplies rapidly, usually. So if we can take medications of some sort to either stop the growth of bacteria, which would be an antibiotic, or to prevent it from multiplying, which would be a sulfa drug, then that's going to help you to be able to get over that infection, and it helps your body to be able to take over and get rid of the infection as well. Now, we're talking about infections and that kind of thing in bacteria for sulfa drugs and penicillin, like penicillin or amoxicillin. I'm sorry, antibiotics like penicillin and amoxicillin, and then sulfa drugs as well. Um, and you need a prescription for those. And we're talking about bacteria. Viruses, they just run their course. Your body's immune system has to fight them off and all of that. That's why we don't have any kind of specific drug yet for the virus, the coronavirus there, because they don't, the viruses don't respond like bacteria responds to drugs. All right, then you have on page 122 something called anesthetics. All right, anesthetics. And anesthetics, these cause numbness. Okay, so there's two different kinds, general anesthetics or general anesthesia and local anesthetics or local anesthesia. They cause numbness. So why would you want numbness, right? if you have pain, it's better to have numbness sometimes if it's, to a certain extent. General anesthetics cause unconsciousness. This is when you go into the hospital and you have surgery and they put you under general anesthesia, and a special doctor called an anesthesiologist comes in and he monitors your heart rate and your breathing and everything and makes sure that you're okay while they put you unconscious, cut you open, do whatever they need to do, and then put you back together, and then they bring you out of that general anesthesia there. And then also it can cause like unconsciousness, eliminating feeling all throughout your body. There helps you because you don't want them to cut into things and you watch, but it also helps the doctor because you stay completely still and he can focus on whatever it is that or she are doing. And then local anesthetics, this deaden the senses only. All right. So let's say you get a little big cut on your hand or your arm, and you need stitches. They will put a local aesthetic on your on that area so that they can go in and do stitches. And you don't feel them doing the stitches, needle in and out, and all that. No. Um, so that's anesthetics. Cause numbness, general, you're out. Local, just get rid of the pain in that one local area there. Then you have analgesics. Analgesics, this actually relieves pain without deadening the sense of touch. So headache medicine, all right, would be considered an analgesic. But there's also some pretty heavy, strong analgesics as well. So there's what they call narcotics, and those are the strong ones. And then they have non-narcotics, which would be an OTC or an over-the-counter one. And those relieve minor pain, maybe a headache. Mom's giving you a Tylenol or a Motrin or ibuprofen or Aleve or something like that. Those are non-narcotic analgesics there. And it's not going to prevent you from feeling. It's just going to help hopefully deaden that pain. And then you've got the narcotics. That is when it relieves severe pain, morphine or something along those lines. The problem with narcotics is they can cause addiction, which is what we're going to get to talking about a little bit more tomorrow. Is addiction is when a condition in which your body becomes dependent, your body and your mind become dependent upon that drug in order for you to even function. And so narcotics that's why they have to be monitored by a doctor and used with a prescription. I've told you all, I don't know if I've told you all this before, but when I had one of my surgeries, my gallbladder surgery, it had a lot of infection and it said it was gangrenous and whatever. Anyways, I had this pump coming out of my stomach and everything. So they gave me a narcotic because they thought I was going to be in so much pain. Well, I was a little bit nervous because I thought I'm going to be in so much pain because, I thought. So I took whatever it is that they prescribed for me. And that night I was sitting on my couch because I had to sit up with that pump, and I was sitting there. And literally, I couldn't see them visibly, but it felt like, I don't even know how, that there were bugs that were just like going to crawl all over me. They were all over the ceiling or whatever. And I was like, and I knew it was the medication. Like I knew that, and it freaked me out. So I ended up sleeping in the bed beside of Brandon because it was super creepy. And the next day I took a half of one of those instead, and then didn't take any for the rest of the time, and I was fine. So I just took the over-the-counter like Motrin or something, ibuprofen or something like that. So, you want to say hi to sixth grade? Hi, sixth graders. That's Brooke. She says hi. So anyway, but those things are very, like if you don't want to take them unless they're absolutely necessary. But now for some people, they really are necessary, and people are in severe pain. So that's why a doctor has to monitor them and make sure that they're taking just what they're supposed to be taking, and that hopefully it doesn't cause some type of addiction. All right, so that is 21 or 121 to 123, and we'll get into this a little bit more tomorrow. Talk to you later.